Welcome to the Bandits Hour, sponsored by Juiced Energy. We're going to talk about some exciting things coming to Bandits, actually. But before we do that, as you all know, I'm Mark Snow, aka Snowy844, and my co-host here is Jai King, aka Bot. Some exciting news, Jai. We have the Pokemon Unite team
Yes.
leftovers now officially bandits coming aboard. Right now we have Exceedy and I guess you'd say a bit like a manager, Mr. Russell's with us, and we are going to have a few more come joining in soon as possible. But welcome aboard, guys.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, all right.
Welcome.
I guess we've got you on now. You want to give us, I guess, just a rundown of the team, how you've gone in your past tournaments, and just some information about the team, I guess.
Yep, no worries. So we're a team from Oceania region. I think four of the five of us are from Sydney, one of us is from Brisbane. We've been competing in the Pokemon Unite Championship Series. We sort of met each other through another streamers community, Sulawu, who's now part of the Ground Zero team. And so we kind of just all players at sort of at the top level that ran into each other and managed to form a team. And funnily enough, the name Leftovers comes from one, an item in the game, and two, that two of the members on our team used to be on the old Ground Zero squad called Owl. So there's no bad blood between us. We're basically like sister teams to each other. So we both love each other and want each other to be the best. So yeah, I'll give a quick rundown of the team. So we have Anonymous, who plays in the top lane. We got Cruelly, who plays in the jungle. And we have Moopy, Kylie, and me, XTD, playing in the bottom lane. So far we've played in two main tournaments in the circuit. That is the February Cup and the March Cup. In the February Cup, we got fourth, which was a big surprise to us and sort of, not that we thought we were bad, but, we had just formed the team. So we thought, great, like we must be doing something right. So we kept at it, and just a couple of weeks ago, or what is it, last weekend, I can't remember. It was a blur of a day. We came second in the March Cup. So that was amazing for us, and now that puts us as the third seed in the Oceania region.
Oh, it's good to hear. So, some of you guys, I believe, were saying that you had a background in LOL or Dota.
Yeah, so me and Cruelly, we sort of know each other from real life for a long time, but we played League of Legends together as well.
Yeah.
And I think Moopy's also played that game. I think Anon, not really much in that space, but I think he's played some of the MOBAs on some of the phone games that are becoming big now. I'm not
Yep.
really too into that space, but yeah. And then Kylie is sort of a world champion at what she did before Unite and continues to do now, which is like tabletop games. So
You
that is
carry.
all. I guess that's all about strategy, Warhammer type games.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a
Oh,
very talented squad for sure.
oh, I'm very happy to that we brought you guys onto us. Looking forward to seeing you guys in some tournaments and what can happen. I definitely think you guys will be making regionals, same as probably Ground Zero and iClan, and I'm guessing or hoping that they actually stream that one officially.
It would be nice to see a stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you,
we get a lot of love from other content creators like Nuggy D, Kellosaurus, and RT-San, and even Indie Bear from North America. So there's a lot of people who are showing a lot of love to the region, but obviously it's nice to come officially rather than unofficially.
yeah, yeah. But I guess as the meta's always changing and whatnot, but does everyone have their favorite Pokemon, like when they're just playing casually, as that's who they pick? Like, I understand when it's competitive, it's a bit different because you're playing a strategy to try and win, where sometimes your favorite character isn't necessarily what the meta is at the moment. But like, who do you guys all prefer to play at the moment?
Yeah, well, I guess in the top lane, Anon always says he hates Lucario, but he's got 1,500 games on the Pokemon, so I don't know how true that is. I think it's one of the strongest top laners at the moment, and I think he's very keen to sort of master that Pokemon because even though it's quite easy to be very solid at it, I think it's hard to be like amazing at it.
Yep.
So I think that's where he's heading with that. Cruelly in the jungle, I guess his favorite Pokemon is Greninja. So I guess you could call it sort of like a squishy assassin type Pokemon that sort of has to wait for the right moment to go in. And if you go in too early, you're probably getting one shot. So,
What's it again? I'm just on the page looking for it.
Cruelly. Oh, sorry, Greninja, the Pokemon.
Greninja. Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I guess I haven't played League for a while, but compared to League, maybe you'd say it's like a Katarina or an Akali, maybe.
Yep. Yep.
So that Pokemon at the moment, we don't think that it's too strong, but we might be pulling it out somewhere, sometime.
Well, as you were saying before the podcast, metas change all the time. Nerfs and buffs can happen. You never know what can happen in the future.
Yep. And then got Moopy. His favorite Pokemon is Pikachu. So that's the attacker role bottom lane.
Yep.
So I think there's a couple solid options for attacker in the bottom lane. I guess you have Pikachu, you have Ninetales, you have Venusaur, which is a bit weaker in the laning phase. But I think Pikachu, I guess what we like about it, it's still a very solid pick at a competitive level. It's Unite move, so I guess its sort of ultimate move is on a very low cooldown. So you can do a lot of, you can get away with a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to get away with if you were playing another Pokemon. You can be really aggressive at certain moments in the game and use those, your Unite move, and other people kind of can't because they're not going to have it up for the important Zapdos fight of 2 minutes.
Yep.
So
Pikachu would be the one I use a lot as well, but with recommendations from the team, I have been trying out Venusaur.
yes,
I play Ninetales all the time.
Yes, Ninetales is very strong now. It's Aurora Veil got a buff where it can now jump. That's really good, and all the boosted attacks inside that veil.
Oh, sick! Yeah. But I believe there's still a couple of other players with
Yep. So we got Kylie. So she usually played Talonflame, which is a jungle role. But I've put her favorite Pokemon down as Hooper, just so it sort of aligns with her support role. I guess the reason she enjoys Talonflame so much is because she's got a very strategical mind. And what a lot of people sometimes forget about this game is it's not about killing people, it's not about destroying the home base, it's about scoring as many points as you can in 10 minutes. And when she plays Talonflame, it's a Pokemon with a lot of mobility, and you can sort of just play the map, sort of out position, out macro them, and just put in 300 points by the end of the game, just by, the way you navigate yourself around the map.
Yep.
So yeah, but she is on Hoopa, which our team, I mean, it's a Pokemon that has been released recently, and I think everyone in the scene is kind of in agreement that you kind of have to play this Pokemon. It's extremely strong. Its Unite move allows all members of the team to teleport to a portal. So it's kind of like a reposition for your whole team. And so yeah, that's a very fun Pokemon to play, a very frustrating one to play against.
I can imagine.
But yeah, it's very hard to punish a Pokemon that can do that. But if you can't beat them, join them, right? We have to play it.
Yeah.
And then I guess me, I'm on the tank role bottom. So I guess my favorite character, you know, in general to play was probably Blastoise. I played a lot of that Pokemon. I just really liked how, the mechanic where you would unite move and then eject sort of to reposition.
Yep.
And it's very hard for someone to get away from you once they're in that radius of that unite move. Even if they flash away, you can always follow them. And a lot of people sort of forget that mechanic exists. So it's sometimes a lot of free wins in the solo queue land. But yeah, um, what I'm playing at the moment is mainly Wigglytuff, um, which I think has probably fallen off in favor of other supports like Slowbro or Blissey. But I do just like the aggressive playstyle of Wigglytuff, where all you need is level 4 and you can start singing into the enemy team. And, it's just really strong to be able to catch people like that. Like, I guess
Yeah.
Slowbro doesn't have that sort of ability until he's sort of level 9 or until he has Surf Plus.
It's a good early game control getter.
Yeah, it's very punishing as well for people who miss position or anything, and can snowball pretty well, especially with the Unite move that comes at level 8 compared to other Pokemon that's usually level 9. You can really, push advantages and sort of keep driving the dagger in.
Is there... Moving on from that, I do believe Mr. Russells is back.
I hope so. He said,
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
okay.
So, would I be correct in saying you're a bit like the manager?
Yeah, I guess so. I was a part of an old team which has since disbanded due to personal commitments. But I have stuck with Moopy and Wily Kylie, or just Kylie, I guess.
Yeah.
Since the disbandment, and I've always played with the community a bit, I guess. I know Anonymous, XDD,
Yep.
and the gang just by playing community games, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Ever since the team formed, I've just been a part of that, helped them out with sorting out, I guess, Discord formatting, just making sure team commitments are met and being there to fill in if anyone's ever absent, anything like that.
Yep.
And yeah, it's been fantastic. Seeing the team, they obviously started as a bit of an underdog, especially in the last tournament, being in the losers final of double elim, or the losers of double elim, and making it all the way to the finals.
That's good resilience. So,
Yeah.
having to play all those games and make it all the way down.
Oh yeah, it was amazing to watch.
I guess the story behind that is that we had what we'll call technical difficulties in making our first match, and the team wasn't in the greatest of spirits. But I think, like Kylie says, we have this buff when we're backed up against the wall, and it just gives us all this extra focus to keep going. So I think by the end of that day, we'd probably played for like 6 hours straight, and it was very draining. And I think the grand final was against a very good team, but it obviously did help them that they were sort of waiting for us for 3 hours or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They
That's
just
a bit different to.
And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a bit different to other games. For example, Rocket League is a very momentum-based game. So if you're in the lowers bracket and you're coming and you're winning and winning and winning, and then you get to the grand final, generally you can almost win everything because you've got the momentum. It depends on how good the top team is to stabilize. But I feel like in this, being so strategical, it's more of an advantage to be able to sit there and just chill the mind, if that makes sense, and then come into the game and then all fresh. Whereas you guys are just like so drained from all the decisions and everything you've just had to make, and then all of a sudden have to just go and do it again.
Yeah, I guess it does depend on how difficult and complex the games were as well, because I think we tried our best to make sure every single series went to 3 games. So, and I think a lot of games were extremely close, and some of them maybe, you know, we pulled something out of nowhere. So a lot of them were like a roller coaster, and Moopy was saying during the games about how he's aging 10 years and that sort of thing. So,
On top of that, how long of a break is it between each match? So I'm guessing they're like a best of 5, and then you hit each game's like 10
So-
minutes. So like, how long in between do you get of a break?
so yeah, they're best of threes.
A best of 3s, yeah.
So 10-minute games, best of 3. And when we get to the grand final, because we came from the losers bracket, we have to win 2 best of 3s in a row.
Wow.
So that was also like mentally we were like there might be a lot more games, but yeah. Sorry, what was the question again? I lost my train of thought.
No, that you basically answered. I was
Yeah,
just
you-
like, oh, sorry. How much time in between
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that
each
was the one.
each match and then each series?
Yeah, so basically between each match, I guess it's like 5 minutes, but you know, usually everyone's just goes back to the lobby and then just says, "All right, I need a drink of water or whatever," and we're just going again. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I think it's between the matches that's kind of the killer, because you know a team submits the score and the other team is, you know, notified that they have a match, and instantly they say, "I'm ready." So then the timer starts counting down, and if it gets to 0, you forfeit the match. So I think that time is 10 minutes. So it's not a lot of time.
No, but I guess it's enough to have a drink of water and try and reset a little bit.
Yeah,
Just before we
and
move on,
For those who missed the
Mi-
start,
yeah, for those who missed the start, we are speaking to Pokemon Unite team leftovers, who is now Bandits ESC. We have XCD, and what I would say is their manager, Mr. Russells. We were expecting a few of the others, but I believe they're having dinner, so they may or may not get in before the end of the stream. For you of you that haven't played the game, I highly recommend going playing it if you love Pokemon. It's actually quite fun. What I was going to lead into just before we continued is with the Pokemon you were talking about before. What are ones that are considered like poor choices? Not like, even no matter where you're playing, it's just they're not a good Pokemon.
right. Let me pull up the Pokemon list. My memory's not great. I guess the one that comes to mind, there was a few new Pokemon at the moment that's been released. I guess Trevenant is one where he was released as a defender, and I guess what he offers is just sort of not good enough at the moment. There's just Pokemon that do what he does better.
Yep.
Snorlax, I think, not played as much. Usually at the start of, or when I joined the game, I remember there was a lot of like Cramorant, Snorlax bot lanes and things like that. Just very good to secure the early farm. But I think a lot of games, especially the ones in our region, are coming down to the final team fight at Zapdos, and neither team really has that big of a lead where they can ignore the Zapdos. And I just, Snorlax's Unite move, he kind of just lays on the ground and gains health. So
Doesn't really help.
it's not as impactful as some other Pokemon's Unite move.
Yep.
So that's the reason we don't like him, and I think a lot of other teams would agree. And Cramorant that I just mentioned, I think the only good place to really play that is in the bot lane as attacker. But given you have Ninetales and Pikachu and Venusaur, it's I guess you're kind of just handicapping yourself by playing it.
Yep. That sounds fair.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like obviously, like in every game, you want it to get to a point where every Pokemon is sort of playable in some comp.
Yeah.
But there is some clear, like, you know, maybe 10 Pokemon or something that just are
Stand out.
much better. Yeah.
But it's good to see that they're adding more and more like I mean, who knows where they're going to stop, but they've got, what, 1,000 Pokemon they could effectively add, so...
How many Pokemon? Wait, how many Pokemon are there?
I got 33, and there's a 34th coming in a couple days.
There's
No, he
like
means
in
Pokemon
total.
Oh,
in the whole universe.
yeah. I wouldn't have a clue.
There's a fair bit. But, no, yeah, we're happy that you've come on board. I gotta say that, well, me, I saw the game, I played it a little bit, and was like, you know, I want a team, and I said to bot straight away, I'm like, I want a team, I want a team, I want a team. So I went out looking at and stuff, and I think I probably started to contact teams, and I only contacted you guys and another team just after the Ground Zero announcement. I saw Ground Zero as an announcement.
Yeah,
And
as soon as we saw that, we're like, yeah, no, we have to go get a team now.
yeah, we're like, okay, teams are going to be interested in what we can offer. So we're just going to go in and pick up a team and really get behind them. And I got to say, the Pokemon Unite community is so helpful. That's how I got in contact with you guys. I got put in contact through the community. I got given a link to join the community, and then I was just like straight up, like, anyone got teams? Anyone know of any teams? And straight away they gave me some links or some people to contact, and straight away I think the first one was Anon. I think maybe no, I can't remember who I contacted first because I think I got put onto XCD from.
Yeah, maybe Russell's or Anon.
Yeah.
But yeah, the community is extremely friendly.
And I forgot to say this before the stream went on, but our sponsor is actually really likes your community. He as I said, that he'll probably put in a lot of support. The better you guys are going, he'll get right behind it. Like if there's streams, he'll be getting on stream and watching it, like with all his community. And he's quite. I
This
think he
dude,
was quite happy.
what, he's been streaming for like 6 months and he's already nearly partnered on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He's the one that he was actually quite happy how we've changed the direction of Bandits to have teams like yourselves where we're going to support and try and get content going and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, one of the things he said was he's just, your community is so friendly and so welcoming. It's just, yeah, it's good signs.
Okay, just want to confirm that there is 898 Pokemon in the whole thing. So they could keep adding Pokemon as much as they like to Unite.
Probably not that much because you got to take in evolutions, but I'd say there's a good 500 odd Pokemon or
Yeah,
something.
there's a lot. Okay, need to get that information out.
But is there any games that you guys I guess, like to play when you're not playing Pokemon?
Chess.
Chess.
Yeah, chess.
Chess. I'm a
I don't know.
fiend.
Yeah, I've never heard of that game.
Which one?
He just doesn't want to talk about the past games we might have played, allegedly.
Oh yes, every time I verse this guy, I don't end up on top. But yeah, so in the past I've played a lot of CS:GO.
Yep.
Nice.
Don't play it as much now, but because I think, you know, I think anyone who plays that game seriously now is not like playing matchmaking; they're playing Face It, I think.
Yeah.
So I used to play that a little bit. So yeah, see, I've been there since Counter-Strike Source and then Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So not as far back as 1.6, but I've still played the game for like probably more than a decade of my life or something. So
wow.
yeah.
The game that got me into gaming would have been like really into it was Halo. So I was actually quite happy we recently picked up a Halo team, and when Halo was big, like MLS, only if we had that here, I feel like Halo 2 was the days where I was good, and then after that I just dropped off. But I really wish esports was big here when I was younger. Now I'm past the age of competing at high levels.
Well, they say there's an age. There's not really an age bracket.
No, I guess not. It's just whether you got it or you don't got it.
Yeah. Question back on the Pokemon subject though. When is the next tournament what you guys are playing in?
So there's a tournament, I think, this Saturday, which we are not playing, but is a qualifier for the next tournament that we're playing. So
So do you
that's
because you made top 2, you don't have to play this one? Is that...
it's top 4, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So what's this? The 9th? Yeah.
So-
So on Saturday there's the AOS Cup Open qualifier, and then May 7 to May 8 is the AOS Cup. So that is the first tournament in the whole series where there's prize money. There's $10,000 for first, 5,000 second, 4,000 third, 2,000 fourth. So, you know, if we play how we should, our wallets are gonna be happy.
Should be a good day for you.
So
But yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's also the first tournament that's going to be played over 2 days, so some of that fatigue is hopefully going to be gone by maybe only playing 2 days for like 4 hours each day or something, rather than a massive day.
yeah,
Mm.
well that would definitely help. And then the OC Championship, that's in June, is it? Yeah,
Yes, June 18 to 19.
not long after my birthday.
So I was reading that top 8 seeds in the region just get a auto qualified place to that one.
Yeah.
And there's 24 spots total in that one. So I think, you know, fingers crossed that that will probably certainly make that by being top 8 seed.
So yeah, so what I can see here is it's because I've just literally clicked on the thing.
We've lost
Top
we've
4
lost Noe's
from-
camera, by the way.
You've lost my camera.
Yep, you're gone. You disappeared.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. Anyway, you can keep talking while you.
Oh, my network connection just dropped out.
Oh,
What the hell?
nice.
By the way, that's our player in the chat, Anonymous 252.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
He's the
There we go. I should
guy who plays
There you go.
Lucario like a madman.
Lucario.
So he's yeah, okay. So
yeah,
he's
so
the
what I was gonna
Pokemon that
say-
he doesn't want to play but likes.
Yeah, he always says
Um,
I hate it. It's so boring, but then all he does is play it.
May finals, get top 4 go into this, and then top 8 championship points go into this. So 12 teams qualify, and 12 teams have to play in.
Yep.
So I do feel like, well, I'm hoping that you guys make it through from monthly finals, because then it just means consistency showing. But even if you didn't, you're sitting in a very good spot to make it in through points anyway. Like being in top 3, I think there's a slight gap between, I think, after 4th or 5th. So I would say you're in a very good position right now.
Yeah, well, one thing that was really good for us is that in the February finals, we kind of didn't play that many games, and we kind of versed some of the teams that are not at the top. So we kind of performed sort of as we expected.
Yep.
But the March ones we were beating some really good teams in that one, and some really high seeds. So, you know, I think we had a bit of a mental block before with, like, you know, we come up against this team and we're like, oh shit, this team again, you know, and maybe we beat them in scrims a bit, but then we're just like, oh, it's just scrims. But to beat some of these teams in a tournament, I think has given us a lot of confidence. So I can where is it?
Well, I
I'll
think-
send you the bracket in that voice.
Because I
Podcast
feel
chat.
like me coming into this, it looked like Ground Zero was the favorite in the region, and then I believe you guys told us that Ground Zero is pretty much like it's them, and then the next group, and you guys were the ones that knock out Ground Zeros. So I feel like you guys have got to give yourselves. Oh, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
I
have to
mean,
go.
yeah, on the one hand, it's a 10-minute game, a best of 3. Anything can happen, but you know, it wasn't just a stroke of luck, but it does help that some luck was on our side during that series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ground Zero, Iceland, and FYB are the top teams in this region.
Now, is Mr. Russell still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. So he just asked us in our Discord if we want him to do like a watch party for their next tournament. Now, if that's allowed, we would totally love you to do that through the Bandits channel even, and just get like everyone who's interested or actually wants to know what it's like to watch an actual match. Which, like, to be honest, I'm quite interested to see what it's like to actually watch one, because I haven't watched an esport match yet. I've played it and I know how to play it, but I've never actually watched the match. So that would be really, really cool if you're down to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And like any other game, you can play it casually or you can watch it competitively, and it's nowhere near the same thing. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if I was in chat or if I was in voice call with you, you'd have to be explaining terms and stuff like that. Because
Oh yeah, of course.
half the reason me and Bot started this is because we want to broaden our knowledge in all the different esports, and that's why we try to have guests each week of whatever game. I want to make it a regular thing where even if we got you guys again, it's like you just explained how you went, blah blah blah. It's just we want to learn and we want to know the terminology. We want to have our audience get to know them, and then like stuff like this pops up. You want to stream it, and we're like, yeah, go ahead, and then the community gets behind you. So like, teach us how all the terminology in that, how to actually play properly, because we just kind of jump in and play and somehow win.
we
Oh,
we
no,
just
yeah, of
keep
course, that
winning.
makes
I
a lot
don't
of sense.
understand.
But yeah, that'd be awesome. So that would
Yeah,
be
yeah, definitely.
that would
Looking forward to it.
be at the end of the month, is it?
I believe it's at the start of May.
Yeah.
XDD can
Yeah,
confirm.
the 7th and the 8th of May, so the Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, I'm
And
back from Melbourne back
obviously,
then.
obviously, people that aren't the players aren't going to be allowed in our VC because one, it's illegal, and two, I think we'd get an unfair advantage if Snowy was coaching us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all his knowledge that he has in this game.
If anything, I mean, if it was me, I'd be probably a hindrance, if anything. But I do understand that if someone had like a NA coach or something in game and could just sit back and take in everything and then go, okay, do this. Because it's a game where if you had like say Rocket League and you've got a coach in your ear, I use that because that's what I know. That's all they're really doing is giving you mental coaching in a sense, or what they need to do. Whereas in this game, if you've got another set of eyes that doesn't have any stress on them, that could change everything. All they have to do is say one thing.
Yeah, especially. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Especially if they have another player's perspective. So of course we'll need to put delay and stuff like that on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes complete sense. Like it's just such a weird, not weird. It's just the difference between some games. Because even CS:GO, if you had a coach in your ears and that, which I don't think they can, but if you
No,
did,
they used to be able to do it, but then they stopped it in CS.
because they wouldn't really have any extra information. So unless they were able to see the other team, which they shouldn't be able to while they're helping them. But in this game, it's like it's an overhead view. Like, yeah, it makes sense. But it's just interesting how different games work in that mannerism of you can have a coach, you can't have a coach, but it's completely justifiable in each case. But it's just how games are set out. I find it kind of cool. Cruelly, welcome.
Hello, good evening. How are we?
Welcome.
Hey, yeah, not too bad yourself.
Pretty good, thank you.
We've been having a good chat to the team, so I guess now that you've jumped in, do you want to just tell us about yourself a little bit, like how you got into the games and all that?
Yeah, so mainly I've been a Pokemon fan for as long as I can. This is just like another game in the way. I
Yeah.
thought, hey, I might as well play, but this one is a little bit different because I love like League of Legends and all these other style of MOBA games, and this one was just like fits the brief too well. So once I started playing it, I couldn't put it down. Just kept playing it, and made some good friends along the way. XD's my real life friend, so I dragged him in as well, and we just made connections, and yeah, we just formed a team, and we're doing pretty well.
No, it's good to hear. And what I've noticed with the team, this goes, any of you can answer, is you guys came into this, from my understanding and what I get from speaking to you, is you're playing because it's an interest, like it's like I don't know, a passion if that is the right word, but you're into Pokemon, you're into the game, you're playing it because you enjoy it, but you also happen to be good enough to go pro. So you're kind of like in this, hey, let's just play, and then now you're turning out going, oh shit, we are good, we're beating these good teams, we're actually better than we thought we were. So it's like you guys have got this very good energy about you.
Exactly right. I feel like individually, but also as a team, we are fairly strong. And like just coming back from like say the losers bracket in the last tournament and just winning pretty much every tournament all out to the end.
Yeah.
Well, series is the better word for it. That definitely boosted our confidence as a team as well. Like saying, hey, we can actually do this. We are actually a good team. Let's just keep at it. Let's just
Yeah, I think
mean-
aside from Anon, all of us are sort of have a full-time career, and we find the time to play Pokemon Unite. And like at the moment, we're just trying to find the most efficient way to play, find the most efficient way to practice. Mainly, that's going to be scrims and that. So it's really good because it's a win-win. Because if you beat good teams, you can tell them, "Look at what we did to you with no practice." But if you
Yeah.
lose, then we had no practice.
I love that.
Is that how that works? Huh?
Yeah, it's for and against.
No, but we're focusing on our practice schedule. We're playing a lot more. Bandits was nice enough to allow us to get some people on board to help us with our games. So, it's good to have someone that sort of lives and breathes the game be able to give some advice to you.
Well, I'm sure that once you get, you've got your sessions coming up with the coach, I'm sure everything he's going to say is probably going to make sense to you. And if it doesn't, you'll explain it. But I'm sure everything will make sense. It's just kind of like you guys haven't thought about it in that manner.
Yeah, it's sort of just pointing in the right direction, and
Yeah, it'll be silly to say we know everything about the game. It's still a lot to learn.
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought pros know everything about the game. That's why they're pro.
We pretend to. We just.
Well, you got to think about it this way, but it's very new. And
yeah,
so,
it is very new.
So I initially wasn't sure if they would want coaching, but they were telling me the NA and EU players are a bit ahead, or seem a bit ahead. So
Yeah, the way we look at it is that we also. Have you spoken about coaching match, XD?
Oh, really? No.
Okay. The idea is that we're going to get someone who might not be a player, like they may play it in the spare time, but they're more from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So we can look at the player's perspective as much as we want, but if we're missing something that someone else from the outside can see and tell us, then maybe we'll get something out of that. So that's kind of the aspect that we're going from.
No, I think that's the right way to go about it. Best way to improve is sometimes just someone who knows the game from a different eyesight or viewpoint.
Yeah, and most importantly, then we won't argue, because then we can say, "Hey, look, the coach said that. Shut up. I'm right."
Well, that does stop a lot of arguments. It just makes everything a bit more. It's just everyone's got to be okay that the coach is going to call stuff, and you've just got to, okay, that's fair. On another note, are you guys liking the jerseys that you will get soon? Sorry,
at one stage.
So there's.
I enjoy the color scheme. Yes, I like the blue.
And then you got your name at the top there.
Yeah, that's real nice too.
We'll be working on that and getting that set up for you.
I'm hoping these jerseys come in for this other team, because I still haven't had anything. So I gotta chase that up. Anyway.
good things are happening here at Bandits, and good community going to be built, I reckon, around the Pokemon.
As well, I've tried to get my whole team to buy some capture cards, mainly because when we're reviewing the gameplay, we can sort of see if they're actually fibbing about what they're doing on the map, so we can get their point of view,
Yep.
see how they're feeding kills to other people and that sort of thing. But yeah, now that they've got capture cards, they can also stream. So that's really exciting. So I think Cruelly's going to start streaming tonight.
No pressure. Oh my god. No,
So
no, no.
with-
Everyone can see how bad I am now because I got a capture card.
With
It's usually yeah.
Pokemon, can you not save gameplay of everyone? Or is it just you?
In a normal solo queue game, you can only see your perspective.
Yep.
If you're an admin for a game, which you
Yep.
can't do in like solo queue, or you can do it in tournament mode or something like that. You can have like a spectator style, but that's in real time. You can't actually rewind it. So if you're looking at the wrong spot on the map,
Yep.
you're gonna miss it anyway. So it's kind of not. Yeah, I don't know what it's like with Dota or Heroes of the Storm, but with League, like you can just replay the game and just pan around the whole map. You can't do that in Pokemon Go. Pokemon Unite at this stage.
I'm assuming that will come in. There's like I've been watching videos on a couple of the ones I play, and generally it's about the 5-year mark. They seem to reckon a lot of the stuff that other sports have already got. So CS:GO has been around like 10 plus years. I think it's more than that, but I don't. Yeah, a lot of the stuff they have and have learnt, every sport seems to have to go and learn it themselves. Instead of just taking the knowledge that's there, they all go and learn it again.
Yeah, they got to do it their own way to figure out why it doesn't work, I guess.
Stop in for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it's not a locked camera, so you can pan your camera around the whole map and see what's going on.
That's good.
But yeah, an interesting thing about the game, which is a bit different to other MOBAs, I think, is that usually you only obtain information about the other players when you see them on the map, when you get vision of them.
I do like that feature.
Yeah, but in this game, you can actually press the plus button and you can see what level someone is without even seeing them. So, levels are massive in this game. And actually,
Wait,
I hope
what?
that's right.
thing?
Otherwise, I'll sound like an idiot. Hey, who said that's a thing? Moopy.
No, me.
Hello.
Bot.
Oh, but
What?
no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a thing. So
Yeah, it is.
usually a Dreadnought, the most important thing is whether the enemy jungler is gonna be level 9 when they get their Unite move. So you're not gonna see. I don't think you're gonna see how close they are to 9, but you're just gonna see whether they are that.
Right. We learned something, but when we play, we need to.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
play on mobile because it's got the. Well, I don't know if bot's got a Switch, but I play because that's where I started getting into it. And then I went to go back to Switch, and I noticed the frame rate difference, and I was like, I'm so used to 60 frames. I didn't know you could check the level.
I am on mobile,
Yeah,
by the
like-
way.
Yeah, a good thing before a fight is to sort of press plus. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See what level your team is, see what level their team is, because usually in this game it's the levels that are giving you the better stats, and there's very specific levels for specific Pokemon that is going to mean more than that level for other Pokemon.
Yep.
So level 10 on one Pokemon is going to be insane, and level 10 on other Pokemon might mean nothing. So you just have to understand each Pokemon's power spikes and when they become strong, and therefore how your team can sort of funnel farm to the right people at the right time.
Okay, yeah, now I'm starting to get like a bit more of a. I
Yeah,
guess
I think we may just
a
have to
mind
play a
for it.
game with these guys. So we
Yeah. We have to definitely play a game
The
at some point.
boosting service, that's illegal.
What? We didn't say boosting. We didn't say it was ranked.
In
No.
rank, I'm sitting at great or whatever, grade 2, grade 3, so.
I have
But I haven't
literally
played
barely
League.
touched rank.
No, we're happy to play. I remember when I first got into ranked, I was like really like nervous for some reason. I was like, oh my god, I suck at this game. It's my first day playing. And then Cruelly's like, you know all those games you played at the start, they were bots, right? And I was like, oh my god, I was sweating so hard.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so the first
Oh, I
couple games you
definitely
play
knew there
everything's
were
bot.
bots.
Yeah.
Moopy, welcome to the chat.
Hello everyone. Thank you.
Oh, and yeah, add another picture. God damn it.
I guess I'll ask the same thing as what I've asked before them. How did you get into Pokemon? And just I guess the overall vibe of the team. I guess I'll ask you.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, I was really bored once, and then one of my mates, which he doesn't even play anymore, he was like, "Yo, you got to really check this game out. It's like League of Legends, but Pokemon." And I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be pretty lame, hey." And then I gave it a shot, and it was free, so I was like, "Why not?" And then it turned out really addicting. The whole thing is really different, I guess, like the scoring mode. And then I met like a bunch of great people. And then um, I met this streamer first, and then I got into it, and then they were really good. So they taught me like all the ropes and all that to the game. And then I'd started streaming a little bit, and then XD found my stream, and then that's how we kind of like started talking, and then we formed a team. Well, I was actually part of another team originally, but then they didn't allow reserves for the worlds. So me and Anon basically formed our own team, and then yeah, we were really picky with our team. We didn't really want to make a team unless everyone vibed with each other. Um, like we all basically we all have the times when everyone's like going off at each other and all that, but the good thing about our team is we always get back together and we like get better from that, and we just, I don't know, yeah, we just always keep grinding. So yeah, that's what I like about them.
No, I like that you guys have got that vibe about you. It's like everyone gets along. It kind of feels more for the team vibe and everyone being good together before the competitive side. And
Yeah.
if you guys are having fun in that mannerism, you generally play better. Like you look at a lot of teams, if they're having fun like that, they do better because they're just having fun.
Yeah, that's it. And like you see like a lot of teams, like, so when we first started there was so many teams, and me and Russell's, we have basically seen pretty much like 70% of those teams disband. And our team was literally one of the only ones that kind of stuck together. And it was mostly because like what we realized, like a lot of them are just disagreeing with each other's plays, strategies, things like that. But our team kind of like, we always trust each other, right? We will always try something, even if we like lose from it. We kind of realize, okay, that's not the play, and we just keep moving on from that. Like, I think that's what makes us really nice, like our team, because we kind of just we don't really get mad at each other like that. If you make a wrong play, we just talk about it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're all very good at understanding that inside the game is not the right time to, bring up what might have been the better play. And I think I do a good job sometimes of sort of just shutting things down and telling people to move on and focus on the game. But usually, no matter what's going on in the game, like when the next game starts, like I don't even remember what happened the game before. Like we're just focused and ready for the next game.
I did not mean to add that.
That's
It's a nice tier list.
No worries.
That's a good mentality to have, as it's like because you can totally throw someone's mindset if you're, I guess, continuing to go on about it during that match. Like I feel like it can be good to talk about it between matches or between series, as long as it's done in a way that's not like with any harm or malice or whatever. But to just keep moving on and just be like, let's deal with it later, because you kind of need to focus on the gameplay. Like, you don't want to focus on a mistake, because then they may make another mistake, or you might miss something that you need to relay that information, but you've missed it because
Yeah, that's it. And like, getting at each other like in the game will always just make tilt you more. So we kind of realized that like it's just no point because we're just gonna lose anyway, right? If we keep going. So yeah, I think that's what one of our biggest strengths are as a team. Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I feel like there's a lot of room for growth on the competitive side because of all the maturity shown through the team side.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, they tell me that you're a bit of a big streamer through Pokemon since you're one of the first few to do it.
I wouldn't say big at all. Nah. But I do like
Humble as always.
I would but you know I met so many good communities and those kind of communities were a lot bigger. Like they already had communities and I was just like one guy. But I talked to a lot of them and became really good friends with them. Had lunch with a couple of them that were in Queensland. And they were really supportive. So basically, whoever watches those big people kind of just tune into me when they're not streaming. So that's the
The
only
flow-on
reason why I do
effect.
like it. Yeah, that's right. So they're a great bunch of people, and yeah, that's why I keep doing it.
Yeah, so chat, if there's any questions for the team leftovers or bandits as they are now, just chuck them down and we'll.
So yeah, J Omega Lol E is Joe from Ground Zero. So he's a very good friend of ours.
Yeah.
And
So
apparently
me and
he's in team practice.
He's sitting here watching this while in practice.
Hey, he needs the podcast in the background. Makes sense.
yeah. So we were on that team, me and Anon originally as subs. But yeah. So they're really good friends of ours, and they helped us a lot when it came to, you know, getting better and what to do.
Yep.
So you know they're awesome for sure.
Yeah, there was a player on their team called Feather who actually, you know, filled in for us a number of times to play 5 stacks, and yeah, he just taught us a lot of like things about the game that we sort of didn't think about. So maybe that was to their own detriment, but
Yeah, he's like the guy that you know. There's always like kind of one guy on the team that does all the calculations, like all the numbers. You know how much, when to like use this ability, when to secure things like that. So it was insane. Yeah.
It's always good. Like I, as much as that can be a detriment to a team, it's also I feel like a bonus for the region. Like
Yes, 100%.
yeah, that's the way we look at it. I think like
Yeah,
we have one spot to go to Worlds, and whoever takes that spot, we want them to show what our region can do.
exactly,
Yeah.
because like you look at it, say whoever makes it over there, us, Ground Zero, Iceland, comes what like let's just say they somehow make top 5, top 6, top 4, whatever. You'd have to assume that they would look at the next season and be like, we have to give this region another spot because they did so well. Like,
I feel like they'll probably just open it, like probably allow more teams. So it'll probably end up more like Rocket League in a way. This is probably just that trial period.
well, you could be right, but we just don't know,
Yeah.
I guess. But you know, yeah, as they're saying, it's whoever goes over needs to show how the region can go, and it benefits everyone.
Yeah, we're getting slept on for sure. Like all the other regions are getting like proper casting, right? For all their worlds. Even like the smaller ones. So it's kind of sad, but hopefully we're starting to grow, I think. Getting recognized, I believe. But yeah, hopefully.
Well, I know that ours isn't big enough, but with Mr. Russell's saying that he wants to do the like watch parties and stuff, I feel like that may or may not help the scene grow. Like just having more streams going from the community, like more community involvement, is probably gonna be one step in growing it. Is just getting this,
For sure.
Yeah, the one thing I hope with more exposure and more sponsors and everything coming on board is maybe like hosting our own like broadcast with heaps of different sponsors, like different organizations just coming together just to try and get the oceanic scene on board, if you get what I mean.
I'm quite
Yeah.
surprised Ground Zero doesn't stream there. stream the games.
Yeah, maybe that's something they're looking at in the future, potentially, but
I do
Yeah.
have a question. Is there any ruling from the makers of Unite of whether to people having their own community tournaments with money? Like for some games, is like say you have up to $5,000, and then it's you have to get, what is it like?
Yeah,
Permission
like you have to get permission from the
I see.
I'm not too
devs
sure
and
because
whatnot.
there's
I
been a lot of
know.
free ones lately. Like me and Russell's we used to do this these community ones called UFO. But some of them there's some that they just like they just throw in some money in there. But I don't think it was anything official. So a lot of them a lot of them are community organized as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you. I'm not. Don't quote me, please. Don't clip or whatever this is. But I know that like the top American team, GG or Twitch TV, which is like indie brand, and they had their own little personal community stream. I don't know if there was money involved in that, but I know they came first or something, so they
I only
pocketed it
asked.
themselves. But I know that they also did one that was for Ukraine recently
Mm.
as well. They did like a little community tournament. Maybe it wasn't money or anything like that. But they did host one just to raise awareness as we all
I only asked because I just had a spare of the moment thought, which I tend to do. Of bandits potentially sometime in a few months or so hosting like a small kind of
That would
tournament.
be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah, I don't see why not. We just have to look
And
into
that
it, I
would
guess.
grow that would grow the community in the region, I think.
Yeah.
Like yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I
potentially-
think, sorry, if you want to
No, no,
Google Shiny League,
That's the one.
Yeah, I was
um,
gonna suggest that.
put
so
that
I
that's
guess
into-
I guess
from
if you guys
A
make
Drive,
that,
and that's like 10,000 prize pool. So
Yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
it's allowable. You know,
Wait, what was
it
it?
doesn't prove it's allowable. Shiny League, Pokemon Unite.
but
is
they
that,
and A Drive got like connections to Nintendo and stuff, so
yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, if you guys make one, it'd be mad pressure. Easy. We'll try win it. Try win the Bandits Cup.
Well, we would probably, off the top of my head, without
SHINY.
thinking of anything, it would probably be like an invite. I don't know, top 8. We'll make some kind of format or something. I don't know.
That would be
I'd
sick.
probably want to involve you guys into getting a format going, and then we could, invite some teams and.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of the times when we're actually playing the tournaments, like our leftovers, like when we were in leftovers in the March finals, there were other big streamers like from Singapore, like Indie Bear back then as well, from America. They used to stream our games.
Watch parties.
Yeah, watch parties. Yeah, and that's what kind of grew it more a bit. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
No, yeah. So I think we'll definitely have to try and plan something. Now that I've said it, I actually think it's a good idea. It's just a matter of planning it and getting it going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
we'll work on that.
For sure.
But it'd definitely be a good idea, I think. And then there's also the whole I want to get owners versus the players or some kind of.
Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
That's if the other owners will download it.
Yeah, that's true. If they don't, we can maybe get our sister org to join us.
Oh yeah, they'll 100% be
Just
down.
play on 2 phones.
Yeah, let me just do it myself.
So you guys probably don't know, but our I guess kind of like sister org is Eclipse esports, and they'll definitely be down for joining us. I think.
Ooh. Okay, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
And if you guys know of any teams looking for an org, they will potentially be down for it. Their only thing is finances,
Mhm.
but they're a good. They're a good community.
They're
good
pretty
org.
much just like us, but without the financial support, as of yet.
Yeah. So they're definitely an org that I always try to help out, always try to point teams in their direction and stuff like that. So
Yeah, for sure. Then that sounds good.
yeah. But is there anything you guys want to add? Anyone you want to cheer out or?
Yes, definitely. Definitely Nuggy D. and Joe. So Nuggy D and Joe, they I guess they built our community as well, a
Yep.
lot. So yeah, I want to give them a shout out. They're very, very sick.
That's good. Good to hear. There's so much love for this community.
Yeah,
It's so good.
There's no toxicity. It's very weird.
Yeah, we
Not
just
yet.
we love supporting
yet.
other teams, like
Yeah,
like every time
definitely.
we lose and stuff, like we want to wish them the best because they're still representing OCE, so that's what
Yeah.
that's how we see it. Yeah.
No, I think we might end the stream there. We've had a good chat here, learned a lot about you guys and the scene. So,
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I
hang-
was just gonna shout out the Ground Zero squad as well.
a lot
We
of love between the two.
play with them a lot. Still play with them a lot. We learn a lot from each other. We did meet up with some of them in person and had a fun night. So that's Suluwu, Feather, Joe, Lucian, Don. Great bunch of guys.
Great bunch of people, 100%.
Hang
Not a
around and
sponsored
chat.
shout out.
We'll end stream there and hang around and we'll.
Yeah, they paid me to say that.
All right, Jai, do you want to
Yes. Yeah. Thank you everyone for popping in. Appreciate it. Also, I just want to quickly mention that we've hit over 200 followers on Twitch. So
Hey.
let's go.
Hey,
Let's
nice.
go.
Pop the champagne.
Big up. Thank you everyone who is following. I'm gonna have to set up an alert thing because we just don't get alerts. We can't thank anyone during the stream. So I'll work on getting that sorted by the next one. But also a big shout out to Juiced. You can head over there for 10% off if you use code Bandits, as I added halfway through the stream. And then True Apparel. You can head over to True Apparel and cop yourself some merch. That more should be coming soon. So we'll get onto that. Thank you everyone popping in. Appreciate it.
Later.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having us
Appreciate it.
on.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you boys for
See you
coming.
next time.